guys, this is Mariah Young with The Lovin' Life, and this show is all about improving your love life by loving yourself more, and our focus is loving yourself more. So today I am actually going to be talking about 10 small ways that you can care for yourself that will make you feel very loved. We're going to really love on ourselves. So I'm going to have to do this in two parts, otherwise this is going to be a really long video. You can see I've got my wardrobe behind me because I'm going to talk about that a bit today. But I'm going to start with kind of the morning stuff. I figured that was a good way to kind of put that together. So starting with morning things and kind of my morning routine in a sense, and I'm not going to share my whole morning routine with you. That's not the point of this. But I do want to show you how throughout the day I do little things that show myself love. So I actually start with my skincare, and it's not really so much for me about what skincare I use. It's not about a brand or any of that. For me, it's that I'm taking a little bit of time to show myself some love. And this was a mindset shift. One morning I was doing my face and I was just like, oh, I really don't want to do this. I gotta go wash my face. And I was doing my lotion and it was nice and it was hot and it just felt so nice, like a massage. And I was like, wow, I really love this. This is really a way that I can love myself. And so that kind of changed my perspective. So I'm going to show you, I use a cleanser. I have a couple that I like. I like this one from Artistry, this one from e.l.f. Sometimes I've even just used coconut oil with, hot water and a nice rag. It's just about the part of just enjoying yourself, doing something for yourself. Of course, a good toner is awesome to kind of help get the dirt off. I don't do this every morning, to be honest. Some mornings I forget, or I run out of my little cotton pad things and I don't really feel like filling it up, but you know what? That's okay. I have a great Sports SPF moisturizer that I'm currently using. Sometimes I'll even just use lotion. I'm not, like I said, if I use coconut oil and I wipe that off with a washcloth, I actually sometimes won't even need moisturizer. I can feel the moisture from the coconut oil still, so then I won't. And sometimes I do an eye gel if my eyes are feeling a little bit heavy or, just like I need a refresher. So that is as simple as it is, guys. Like, I try to keep it very simple. I keep all my stuff together in the bathroom so that I'm not having to go from place to place to get it. And that, I think, is what helps a lot for me to do that, because I've heard it said, man, we're doing 8 different routines here, 8 different products. I don't want to do 8 different products, but I think keeping it together, not worrying so much about what it is, I don't know. There's lots of debate over that. Believe me, I've sold skincare. I totally know all the debates, but for me, I've come to a place where it's like something is better than nothing. And that's where I'm at. And you got to do what you want to do. Then my next piece, and I actually don't do this all together. I tend to do that before I have some quiet time. That way I'm kind of awake, I brush my teeth, that kind of thing, so that I don't have morning breath for myself, really. It's not for anybody else. It's just for me. Nobody else is here when I'm here. It's just me. So I take care of that and I just kind of get myself awake, basically. Later on in the morning, I actually have a kind of long getting ready period. Now, this is new to me. When my kids were little, I did not have this. So I had the most basic face that I could have when my kids were little. And that probably consisted of some BB cream, mascara, and lipstick. And just a gel blush. I think that's actually one mistake a lot of us make if we do a quick 5-second. I mean, that literally is probably a whole minute worth of getting makeup on. We forgot to put the color on our cheeks, and that actually makes a huge difference. I've read several articles that talk about if you're just going to do these things, make sure that you don't forget the blush. But now I have a little more time, but I've done something also to help with that. So yes, I've got a routine. It's about, say 10 minutes tops. It's probably not even that. But the biggest thing that I have done for myself to make this something that is loving and caring for myself is I put it all in one place. And I don't have anything in this. I just actually transferred this from a box and I'm keeping my extra stuff in the box. But this is what I use. I literally can open this up. By the way, I got this from my FabFitFun box, which it's pretty cute. But I can just take this, dump it out, and just start with the first thing, and I put it back in as I go. So it's kind of a pretty quick routine. Like it may seem like you look in here and like, whoa, that's a lot of makeup. It really doesn't take anywhere like very long at all. So some mornings I'll do my hair. Some mornings I'm just tired like I was this morning. So I had my curly hair and it was messy curly hair. So I was like, all right, it's going in a ponytail. That's it. The other thing that I do for myself to love myself in the morning, and this is part of like my routine, is I do this funny thing. Before, I haven't quite figured out where this goes in my routine, but I know that if I do it, I'm going to be much happier throughout the day. And it's totally silly. You guys do what works for you, but this totally works for me because when I am looking at my legs later on in the day with my shorts on or my skirt, today I have a skirt on, I can't stand it when they're so darn white. I know. It's silly. Like, I could be transparent. That's how white I look. So I have started doing the Jergens Natural Glow. And you just have to, it doesn't take very long to dry. So all you have to do is make sure that you do this. Like I could do this before I did my makeup or something like that. Like I said, I haven't quite figured out where it goes in my routine because I don't want to sit down while I have it on and get it over like on my bed or something. So I'm still kind of figuring that part out, but I did it this morning, and then I was actually able to, since I was wearing a skirt, I could put my clothes on and it was still drying, so that was okay. But shorts would be a little harder because you got to pull it up over it, and I don't want to get it on my shorts, so kind of figuring that part out still. Before I actually do my makeup though, I will tell you what I do before that is my quiet time. This I don't have something to show you. I could show you my planner because I have my planner out, and I usually have a journal. I have a book I'm going through, and I just allow myself to have some quiet time. Now, again, quiet time by myself is something that is very new. When I had little kids, it didn't quite work that way because they were little. So there are a couple of things that I want to help you with that you could do. First thing is first, you can change your perspective on what quiet time should look like. You know, we look on Pinterest and we look all at these other places and we see this person that's sitting in this beautiful chair and it's just a glorious clean room and she's got coffee and her pen and she just looks like she is in heaven. I mean, seriously, who has that kind of like place? And if you do, oh my gosh, like I kind of have that now, but I also have, you know, pretty much adult kids. So when they were little, that is nowhere near what my quiet time looked like. So I had to learn to change my perspective on quiet time. Now, there were a couple cheats that I can give you. First off, as soon as your kids can learn to read a clock, a digital clock, have a digital clock, guys. That's the first part of that. So that they can learn to read 8:00, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock was the time that my kids knew that they could come into my room and wake me up. And they were up way before that, like 6 a.m. They were such early risers. They're not anymore. They sleep later than I do. They go to bed later than I do. But once they could read that, we went in stages. First, they had a clock in their room, and they had to stay in their room and play together. They're not being neglected, guys. They were fine. As long as there was no screaming, I told them if they were bleeding, they could come and get me. They were old enough to read the clock. They were old enough to stay in their room for a little bit of time. Okay? So they knew to play. They knew to play together or by themselves. They had several little activities that they could do while they were doing that. Once they got a little bit older, Then at a certain time, I would allow them to go into the living room to turn on a cartoon, and they could make themselves some cereal or toast, something super easy, super simple. But what that allowed for me was either one, to just sleep a little bit longer because I was exhausted, or two, I could take that little bit of time to have quiet time. Now, the caveat to that was I still had to change my perspective on quiet time because, let's face it, that only worked perfectly a fraction of the time. Other times they wanted to crawl into bed with me, they wanted to be around me, they wanted to snuggle, and I'm not going to turn that down. Guys, it goes way too fast. All the other stuff you'll have time to do later. I'm going to have plenty of time for quiet time now that my kids are adults. So, you can always invite them and incorporate them in to your quiet time. There's this really funny thing that happens when you are doing something and they want to mimic you. They love doing what you do. So you can teach them how you could read a book out loud with them, or you could do something together, and then, hey, we're going to have a couple of minutes of quiet time now. If you have to incentivize them, I mean bribe them with a treat afterwards or something, there is no shame in that. But change your perspective on what quiet time may look like for this season. It changes for every season, okay? Because eventually, guys, they're going to grow up and you're not going to have them around anymore, like all the time, and you're going to wish you did. So keep that in perspective. Yes, it doesn't look like the Pinterest picture, but that's okay. Go with what works for you and your family, okay? And what season you're in. All right, so the next one I do that I'm so glad so many of you have been following me on this particular journey because I am loving it. I've always loved keeping my nails nice. And I've been one to polish my nails every single morning, and then Sunday I take, the nail polish remover and go through and do my nails and then keep them up the rest of the week. I've had the stamps, I've had all kinds of things to make my nails look good. I've even paid to have them done, and I do love doing that still, like occasionally, but I can't afford to keep that up. So I have been looking for alternatives for a while. I've done Jamberry, which is also really cool. You could do this with the plain nails. I've done several things, just lots of different things for nails, because I love doing my nails. I've had nail nights with ladies over. I love doing nails. And I don't know, it's like jewelry on your fingers without expensive jewelry. And you can change it out. Like, some people like to get, like tattoos and things like that to decorate themselves, which I'm totally not against either. I'll probably do henna. I just don't like needles. I'm not a big fan of needles. But I do have some things I've thought about getting. Anyways, but for me, I decorate my nails, my toenails and my fingernails, and I feel like I'm wearing bling bling. Anyways, I do have a tutorial for you guys, so I will be linking to that sometime today. I do have to do some other things after I'm done with this, so it won't be right away, but it'll be sometime today. I will get that tutorial out. It's done. I just gotta post it. So I'll get those out to you, but I have been playing around with this. I have been trying different things, different glues, different brands, different methods, and I finally have it down to where these babies, now this is a new brand, so I don't know, but the last brand that I did, which is actually the Kiss, which I'll show you these in just a minute, I got it to last for a month, a whole month. Now, did they pop off a little bit? Yes, but here was the key. If I tried to keep up my nails with nail polish for a whole month, they would not look anywhere near as good. Any other form that I would try to keep for a month would not look anywhere near as good as this did. So what I have is a couple of brands that I want to show you. Here is my collection of Kiss. Actually, this is my collection of everything. I just mixed them all together. You can see I have a lot of nails. I no longer am painting my nails or anything. I'm exclusively doing this. So I've gotten rid of a bunch of stuff. I keep it in this cute little box, which is great. So I also keep it all together, so it's super duper easy and I can get to it. But there are some things that are vital, and you'll see these in my tutorial videos. There is this artificial nail remover. I'm pretty sure it's just acetone, but what it has in it totally reminds me of the monster in Star Wars, the one that Han Solo almost got thrown in, that they're rescuing him from Jabba the Hutt. I can't remember what it's called. My kids are gonna disown me probably, but that's okay. We're big Star Wars fans here. Anyways, that's what it reminds me of. The Kiss artificial nail remover. Then the glue is so important. This Wonder Bond from Sally's is so much better than the Kiss one. Sorry, but it's true. The Kiss one for some reason just doesn't seem to stay. But I do like the nails. So the Kiss nails are one of my favorites. I have enjoyed them quite a bit. They are sturdy, they stay on, they look really good. Even after that month that I finally took the nails off, because really I just wanted a different color, they probably could have kept going. So it's crazy. Those things are great. Shockingly, one of like on a scale of being sturdy, staying long, just working really well, I was shocked to find that Dollar Tree nails were great. Now, here's the thing. They don't have as cute of colors. They just don't. So, some of them are. Like, that's kind of a little girlish. I did my toenails with those. I couldn't do it. I couldn't keep it and feel professional at the same time. Another brand that I have liked is Impress, and these are actual press-on nails. They have the adhesive already on them. I don't like that adhesive. When you touch your finger, and you pull on the nail, it actually is flexible, so it feels like it's gonna fall off all the time. I didn't like that, so I just use my finger. I'll show you in the tutorial, and I take off that adhesive and I use the glue instead, and that works really well. And then finally, I'm trying this new brand, Magic Press. This is the one I've got those toenails in that everybody's loving. I'm loving them. They're so pretty. Oh my gosh. Like, I want to just go buy them out. I just want all of them. And then this fun one is the one I'm wearing right now, which is it's got like, you can't probably see it. It's got holographic and glitter, and then it's got this pink. I'm not loving this pink, but it's okay. I'm fine with that. So, after I've done my makeup, I've put my lunch together, I've done all of my getting ready, I wash my hands, and then whatever nails have come off, it doesn't happen every day, it happens maybe a couple times a week, I will go ahead and just get my glue, and it literally takes, at this point, unless the glue on the nail is really thick, which if you use these, you'll see what I mean. If the glue is really thick, I'll just do a quick file. I don't even get the artificial nail stuff out for that. And then I'll, wipe off the dust or whatever. And then you just take this and you go bloop, bloop, bloop. And then put the nail back on, rub it back. You'll see in the tutorial, you do that with your nails. And that's that. It's done. I take the glue with me in my purse. I have one in my purse and I have one at home. So that if it happens to pop off, it just happens randomly. You don't know how many times we actually bump our nails into things until you're wearing these. We do it a lot, like all the time. So those are the 4 ways your face, washing, and makeup. If you want to do makeup, you don't have to do these, but these are my ways that I love myself. My quiet time and my nails. And finally, I'm just going to do 5 today, and this is it. This is the last one for today. Is another one that I can't really show you, but I can tell you, is attitude. Making sure, well, no, sorry. Yeah, we'll just go with that one. I said it, we'll go with it. I'll do the other one tomorrow. Attitude. Making sure that you are living in an attitude of forgiveness, love, and hope. Guys, we live too short of a life to live in non-forgiveness, holding grudges, being angry. Like, I get it. I hate to admit it, I'm kind of an angry driver, okay? So, yeah, I can say things with the best of them. Let's just put it that way. I'm trying to say how to say this without being like weird, but also not being too crazy. So I could totally get upset with the rest of you guys. So I promise you that. But just got to let things roll off your back. That one negative, had a phone call. That one negative experience can completely derail you for the day if you let it. Don't let it. You get an argument with your kids or your spouse or whatever. Those ones are harder, but try to give them the benefit of the doubt. Try to forgive. Don't hold a grudge. That is not what you want to do with your day. Living in hope that people are better than they seem. That has been a new thing for me. That's something I have actually learned a lot from my daughter. She's been amazing at, she just lets things roll off her back, and she always believes the best in everybody. I felt like I used to do that, but I've learned to get even better at it. She is a person for the underdog. She is amazing. And finally, love. Guys, I am a believer in Christ and in God. And if nothing else, like religion, all that stuff, I'm not a big religious person. But what I do believe is that you were created by a God who loves you. And you are loved. And we need to love others. Like, to me, whatever you believe in, whatever your faith is or whatever, if there's nothing else that gives you purpose in this world, it should be to love. So, that is something I do for myself every single day. And okay, I can't say every single day. I have days where I fail. I have days where I feel depressed and down in the dumps, and yeah, I fail. I'm not perfect at it. But I try. I continue to try. Even in those days where I'm like, oh my gosh, I just failed so badly yesterday. The next day, I try to get up and do it better the next day. So I just want to share that with you guys. And yeah, those are my top 5. I will get to the wardrobe stuff next week. I will go over the next 5 things to care for yourself that will really make you feel loved. So, if you don't already like me on, or you don't already like my Facebook page, hopefully you like me. I like you. But if you don't already like my Facebook page, The Love and Life, please do so. And if you haven't followed me on Instagram, I'd love to have you there. And my website is www.theloveandlife.com. All right, guys, thank you so much. I will see you next week. Bye.